Hello, my name is Amanda Roberts and I'm going to be sharing with you today the development of the palliative care patient-led change model. I'm really excited to be able to share the development of this programme with you and also to hear your comments on it at the end of this session. So I'd like to start just by giving you a sense of the context of the development of the programme. The arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic in the UK meant the temporary closure of much of the face-to-face support for palliative care patients. So seeing that gap, I developed a programme, the Live Well, Die Well programme, which was an arts-based support programme to basically fill the gap until normal services could resume. Patient feedback on that programme was very, very interesting, and it illuminated for me the sense of a disrupted identity which many palliative care patients felt as their illness progressed. There was a sense of dislocation from family and friends and a lack of a sense of agency in their own lives. I'd previously been involved in programmes where leadership of change had had some positive impact on such feelings, and I wondered if such a programme would be appropriate for palliative care patients. So I began by looking at the connections between the concepts which my participants had referenced and building those into some sort of conceptual framework to allow me to understand the issue better. And it's that framework which I'm going to start by sharing with you today. So the first level of the framework positions the individual at the centre, but seated within the social world in which we operate. Their identity is at the heart of them. It is the very important thing which makes us the human beings we feel ourselves to be. So I'm using the term identity here to mean the kind of person who we recognise ourselves as being at a given place and time. So this suggests that identity can shift. So the second level of the framework introduces the concept of moral purpose. So I'm using moral purpose here to mean our impetus for action based on our principles and our beliefs. So our moral purpose links to our sense of self. We take the actions which enhance that sense of self, and we avoid those actions which diminish it. The third level of the model introduces the concept of agency. I'm using that term here to mean the human being's ability to act to change something, to make a difference to our own world and to the world of others. So moral purpose and agency work together, supporting one another to allow an individual to make a change. However, agency doesn't work in isolation. It also sits within the social world, and structures within that social world can sometimes act either to support our agency or to oppose it. So organisational and societal norms, values and practices all have an influence on whether or not we are able to be agential. An illness can also impact on that sense of agency, reducing our capacity to change the things we wish to in our lives. Illness sits outside of these key features of what it is to be a human being. Potentially disrupting our sense of self, it can also impact negatively on our agency, on our ability to change something we care about. This feeling of playing an active part in shaping the world is key to human flourishing. And Maslow conceptualises human flourishing as self-actualisation, the ability to be the best person we can be, to fulfil our potential. Illness can sometimes make us feel as if that best version of ourselves is no longer available. The palliative care patient-led change programme suggests that this self-actualisation can be achieved through the leadership of change in an area which matters to the individual. Such action can also reduce the the sense of loss of identity which an illness sometimes brings. So, this conceptual framework suggests there is a direct link between change leadership and a positive sense of identity. It could be argued that palliative care patients have enough to deal with without thinking about leading change. However, the palliative care service really needs the innovative, creative wisdom of experts by experience, of people who really know what it is like to live with a terminal illness. And patients are keen to make this input, to share their knowledge and understanding with others. So we have used this framework to develop the PATCH programme so far. So potential participants will be invited to come together online for 1 hour per week for 6 weeks, and with the support of a facilitator, to identify and lead change in an area which matters to them. Those participants may choose to develop a leaflet to explain their experience of living with a particular illness to others. They may choose to write some poetry about their experiences. They may choose to host an online coffee morning for those with a particular illness, or they may choose to do something completely different. Indeed, the whole programme may look completely different. Our focus is on developing a sense of agency for all of those involved, so it would be wrong for us to set the programme in stone at this stage. Instead, we are going to develop a development group comprising potential participants, clinicians, facilitators, and anyone else who seeks to be involved. And together, we will develop a collaborative approach to palliative care patient-led change. We're really looking forward to working together in this innovative way. And if you would like to be part of this, please do get in touch. Thank you very much for your attention today, and I very much look forward to hearing from you.